to Joe Marquis Wagers. I am Joe Marquis. Today is Sunday, January 7th, 2024. Welcome to Week 18 of the NFL season. Every single game in Week 18 is a divisional matchup. At the start of the week, 12 teams have been eliminated from the playoffs, and another 6 teams are locked into their playoff position and are expected to rest starters. That means only 14 of the 32 teams have something to play for in the final week of the regular season. Handicapping in this final week can be a challenge. Most people will lean towards whichever team needs the win more. The only problem with this is that Vegas is aware of this as well, and the lines have taken this into account. While needing to win is one factor to consider, there are others as well. Is it a rivalry game? Who's the home team? What is the weather doing? Does the coach of the team with nothing to play for still have the locker room? Week 18 is a lot like picking college bowl games, before the transfer portal and NIL. And with so many starters sitting out, I'm going to change things up a little bit, and I'm not going to play any player props today. I'm just going to play the side or the game total for each and every game. So we're just going to do a quick old rundown. Cleveland Browns at Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are favored by 7. Game total is 37. Temperatures are expected to be in the 30s. Chance of snow and winds in the low double digits. Browns are sitting a lot of players as they're locked into their seating. I think the Bengals win, but I think the spread is too high. I'm going to take this game to go over the total of 37. Jacksonville Jaguars at Tennessee Titans. Jags are favored by 3.5. The game total is set at 41.5. Temperatures are expected in the low 40s, no rain, and a little wind. Trevor Lawrence is going to be a game-time decision. So if the Jags win, they are the AFC South champion. The Titans are at home. They're not going to lay over for their division rival. I think this is too many points. I'm going to take the Titans plus 3.5. Minnesota Vikings at Detroit Lions. Lions are favored by 3.5. Game total is set at 46.5. The game is indoors, so weather is not going to be an issue. The Lions are pretty much locked into the 3rd seed, but Coach Campbell says they are playing to win this game. Sounds like they want to get that bad taste of the Dallas game out of their mouths. The Vikings, while not eliminated, they would need to win and have 3 other NFC teams lose today. Detroit's the better team. Sounds like they're not resting their starters. I'll take the Lions minus 3.5. New York Jets at the New England Patriots. Patriots are favored by 1.5. Game total is set at 30.5. Temperatures are expected to be in the high 20s, and there's a strong possibility of snow. Winds are expected to be in the mid-teens. Now, there's a very good chance that this is the last game with Bill Belichick as the head coach of the New England Patriots. Now, while the Patriots have struggled on offense all year, I don't get the sense that Bill's lost the locker room. I'm going to take the Patriots to win Bill's final game as head coach of the Patriots. Patriots minus 1.5. Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are favored by 3, and the game total has been set at 42.5. The game is indoors, so weather will not be an issue. Both of these teams need a win and a loss by the Buccaneers. I've read some articles that suggest players are tired of Arthur Smith there in Atlanta and feel like he doesn't treat all of his players fairly. That can be a big deal going into Week 18. I'm going to take the Saints minus 3. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. Bucs are favored by 4, and the game total is set at 36.5. Temperatures are expected in the low 50s with clear skies and moderate wind. If Tampa wins this game, they are NFC South champs. If they make the playoffs, Baker Mayfield receives a $1 million bonus. This is the final game in what has been a very long season for the Panthers. I'm going to take Tampa minus 4. My Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. The Seahawks are favored by 3, and the game total is set at 47.5. Game is indoors, weather will not be an issue. The Seahawks need a win and some help to get into the playoffs. The Cardinals have been eliminated, but have taken on a spoiler role as they beat the Eagles last week in Philly. This game makes me a little nervous, so I'm not going to play a side. I'm going to play the over on the game total of 47.5. Neither defense is great, and both offenses can score. Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are favored by 3.5, and the game total has been set at 35.5. This game is indoors as well, so weather will not be an issue. Chiefs are locked into the 3rd seed and will be resting a lot of their starters. Chargers have lost 4 games in a row by a combined score of 127-59. And their coach has already been fired. feel like the Chargers are already making plans for the offseason. I'm going to play the Chiefs to cover the spread of 3.5. Chicago Bears at Green Bay Packers. Packers are favored by 3 and the game total is set at 45.5. Temperatures are expected in the low 30s with a chance of snow and very little wind. If the Packers win this game, they are in the playoffs. They were in the same situation last year and they were playing the Lions, who had nothing to play for. The Lions won that game and kept their rivals from the playoffs. I think the Bears do the same thing to the Packers this year. I'm playing the Bears +3. Denver Broncos at Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders are favored by 3 and the game total is set at 36.5. The game is indoors, so weather will not be an issue here either. Denver has been having to answer questions all week about the benching of their starting quarterback and whether or not it was truly performance-based or based on money. The Raiders are trying to play well for their interim coach so he can get the permanent job. I'm going to play the Raiders -3. Philadelphia Eagles at New York Giants. Eagles are favored by 4.5. The game total is set at 41.5. Temperatures expected in the low 30s with a small chance of snow and very little wind. This is an interesting game for the Eagles. They can still win the division if they beat the Giants and the Cowboys lose to the Commanders. Both of these games are happening at the same time. If the Cowboys go up big on the Commanders, expect the Eagles to pull their starters. If the Cowboys and Commanders are close or the Commanders actually take the lead, the Eagles are going to need to continue to play their starters. Needless to say, there will be a lot of scoreboard watching in this one. I think the Cowboys will beat the Commanders, so I think the Eagles end up pulling their starters. I'll take the Giants +4.5. Speaking of the Cowboys and Commanders, Cowboys are favored by 13, and the game total is set at 46.5. Temperatures are expected in the mid-40s, partly cloudy with moderate wind. If the Cowboys win this game, they are the NFC East champs. Ron Rivera will not be the coach of the Commanders on Monday morning. The team is reeling and lost 7 games in a row. I think the Cowboys win this game. However, I don't think they win it by more than 13. I think they get it big, pull their starters, and Washington gets a backdoor cover. Commanders +13. Los Angeles Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. Niners are favored by 4. Game total is set at 40.5. Temperatures are expected in the low 50s, no rain, mild to moderate wind. This game is very interesting in the sense that both teams are locked into their playoff positions and both teams are planning on resting starters. There's also a good chance they see each other again in the playoffs. I think both teams come out very vanilla and don't want to show the other team anything they've been working on recently. I'm not taking a side, but I am going to take the under 41 points on the game total. The last game of Week 18 is the best game on the schedule. Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. Bills are favored by 2.5. Game total has been set at 48.5. Temperatures are expected in the high 60s with a chance of rain with mild to moderate winds. The winner of this game is the AFC East champs. Now, the Dolphins are already assured of a playoff spot, but if they lose this one, they will end up on the road playing the Chiefs in Kansas City in the first round of the playoffs. There is a chance Buffalo misses the playoffs entirely if they don't win this game. They will know that heading into this one, as all the other games will be over before this one starts. The Dolphins have only beaten one team with a winning record all year, and they are dealing with a lot of injuries. The Bills have been in playoff mode for weeks now. I'm going to take the Bills -2.5. If you want to play all 14 of these wagers in a parlay, it would come in at +821,460. All right, my son's 3 best wagers for today are DeAndre Hopkins anytime touchdown, Leonard Floyd over half a sack, and Darius Slayton over 43.5 receiving yards. My brother-in-law Harry's 3 best wagers are Bengals, Bills, Bucks, all on the money line in a 3-leg parlay. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Joe Marquis Wagers, and good luck on all of your Sunday wagers.